What are the differences between outcome-based contract and headcount-based contract? Let me put this into the context of procuring security manpower services. Firstly, let's understand who are the service buyers of the security manpower services. They can be from the public and private sectors. They include government, commercial, and residential buildings. Many of these service buyers are not the security practitioners. They may be from the facilities, admin, HR, and procurement department. To these service buyers, having one body guarding their premises would meet their requirements. So what do they do when they procure the security manpower services? They specify the number of security officers they require. Often, they will use and retain the existing number of security headcounts. For example, the service buyer of a condominium may specify that they want 1 supervisor and 3 security officers in the day, and 1 supervisor and 2 security officers in the night. The total number of security personnel required is 7. In this case, when the tender is called, the service provider will bid for the tender by offering their competitive bid, usually based on price competition. The service buyer's revaluation method will then be based on the lowest complying quote. What it means is, as long as the service provider provides the required number of security officers and comply to the tender specifications, they will win based on their lowest bid price. The headcount contract will drive a price competition strategy, which may not be optimal in the current environment, which is driven by many market forces, including manpower shortage, advancing technologies, globalization, and also the evolving terrorism threats. Manpower shortage is one of the driving forces to steer away from the headcount-based contract. The problem of manpower shortage and the growing demand for security officers due to factors like terrorism is driving up the demand, which could not be met by the low supply. This creates a market problem, and the salary of security personnel are expected to increase. In Singapore, the salary of security officers are expected to raise by 30% in the next few years. If the same headcount-based contract approach is used, the cost of the service buyers for engaging security personnel is likely to increase by 30%. What can the service buyers do? Change the strategy. Instead of headcount-based contract, they can consider adopting the outcome-based contract. In this model, OBC do not specify the number of headcounts required. It specifies the outcomes and the performances. For example, the tender specifications would state that the security outcome is no security breaches, no unauthorized entry, and response to all alarms within 10 minutes. The service providers will conduct a security risk assessment to determine the assets, threats, and vulnerabilities of the site. This will then help to identify and prioritize the risks. Using this information, the service provider would tailor the security solution to meet the customer's expectations, which is stated in the security outcomes. The outcome-based security contract is built on 3 key components: manpower, technology, and processes. The service providers shall provide a security solution that leverages on technology to complement the security headcount. The processes should also be reviewed and enhanced. For example, instead of providing 7 security headcounts to the condominium, the provider may propose to deploy 5 security headcounts and use access control turnstiles and also video analytics to enhance the security of the site. They will also change entry and exit process to facilitate the access control via the turnstile. One important emphasis here is the integration of manpower, technology, and processes instead of the individual component operating in silo. When comparing the evaluation methods, headcount-based contract typically uses the lowest complying quote method, whereas the outcome-based contract uses the price quality method. It is recommended to use a higher quality percentage over the price percentage to emphasize on the quality of the proposed solution. These are some of the key differences between the headcount-based contract and outcome-based contract. I will be sharing more on the outcome-based contract in the virtual live class. We will learn how to implement OBC for your organization and also learn about the guidelines. I will share case studies of outcome-based security contract. Check out the details and see you soon.